The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is Mick Shots, streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app. Now, here are Bill Jones, Savannah Humoller, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
It works. I just never did the first time. It's amazing. I never get it right the first time.
Cowboys didn't get it right the first time last night, but they got it right the last time last night, and y'all are going to have to carry me. I've been yelling at the refs too long.
Who was that talking?
I was yelling at the refs in the press box last night. So it's your show, Mickey Spagnola, Savannah Humoller, and Everson Walls.
I want to hear it. I want to hear all of it.
All I can say is somehow, some way, mission accomplished. They won their 4 straight games they needed to win going into next Sunday's Philadelphia game. And it was a struggle, but they overcame somewhat themselves, somewhat a spectacular performance by Geno Smith.
Told y'all.
To be able to win that game down the stretch. Who would have thought 334 yards passing from Geno Smith?
Hey, comeback player of the year, man. Come on.
I knew he was going to pass the ball a lot. I just had a feeling.
Against the second-ranked pass defense in the NFL.
You do know what they did against Detroit in the second game of the season.
I don't know if
they went to Detroit and they won 37-31.
Yeah, that's when they were trending upward.
Right?
Yeah, we called them where we thought they were trending downward, and that was. I think they're going to do well the rest of the season, talking about Seattle.
Well,
they still got San Francisco next week, and they got another tough opponent after that.
They're 6-6 now.
You can't discount Pete Carroll and what he does with a veteran team. It's just that's good coaching.
But 6-6, not far off a wild card berth, right?
Yeah.
Probably at this point they would be.
They're right in the hunt.
They're right in the hunt.
Yeah.
So. But, yeah, I just
and their trio of receivers you can stack up against anybody in the league.
Boy, that kid from here.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Boy.
You know what?
Good.
We do the Landry Award that goes to the top high school player in North Texas every year. And the then Arlington Martin coach, Bob Wager, called me after Arlington Martin played Rockwall. And he called me and said, I got your this was like the first game of the season. And he said, I got your Landry Award winner. He plays for Rockwall. His name is, I can't pronounce his name, but he's number 11. And now he's playing for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, he had quite a day. Well, they all did, right?
All did, yeah.
And the amazing thing is
Metcalf turned the game into a track meet.
The Cowboys' offense,
To say the least.
Yeah.
there was no punts.
It was the
You got it.
first time in Cowboys history neither team punted in tonight's game. It was fifth occurrence in NFL history that no punts were recorded in a single
fifth time.
You know it's a good game when you don't even realize that the punter didn't play.
This goes back to before even Everson played the game. 5 times in the history of football.
Do they have any dates?
As Jimmy would put it,
I'd love to
since
see
my
if I was
daddy
in
said
one of
this
those
is what
games.
you call a football, it's only
We're
happened
gonna
5
find out.
times.
Brian Anger ought to donate his money to the Salvation Army.
Hey, he played a role.
What did he do?
That's right. He held for 4 field goals,
That's right.
by the way,
Yeah.
which I also think got lost in the shuffle of everybody's great performance. Well, they needed every one of those 4 field goals, and now it's 26 straight to start his career.
He's missed more extra points.
Yes.
3 extra points.
3.
That's crazy. I mean, one of them was as long as an extra point. I mean, so I was a little nervous about it. But I was impressed by, obviously, this entire Cowboys team, even though we had our issues in the first half. I got to say, your boy Bland reminds me of myself my rookie year. Like, I was running all over the place trying to catch people, right? But he comes back second half, and he settles down.
Makes a play.
And not just a play. He made several plays.
But that one, the interception, was the first time, and so that was midway near the end of the third quarter, the Cowboys finally stopped him.
Yeah.
I don't give them credit for stopping a missed field goal, right? They drove right down the field to at least tempt the field goal.
Well, they did. They stalled. They allowed them to stall and lost some yards.
Right.
Before that field goal. Could have had a lot to do with why he missed
Pete
it.
Carroll wasn't happy either with that one. Mm-hmm. Boy, he came down on those officials, and why Bill has lost his voice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I told him right from the start that they had sacked Geno Smith and he threw the ball.
Yeah.
His knee was on the ground.
Yeah. That was Osa. That was Osa's sack.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sure was.
And they missed it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one thing to call 19 penalties, 127 yards worth on the Cowboys, and consider 5 got declined. All right?
But in the second quarter, we had what? That's the majority.
7.
7 in the
Geno
second
Smith
quarter.
threw 3 touchdown passes on one possession.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
at the end of the first half.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
end of the second quarter.
Right.
That was
He
crazy.
threw 3 touchdown passes.
And
So
the
you thought
Cowboys.
that was a touchdown pass then?
Well,
They were touchdown passes that got called back.
Right.
Whatever.
Well, Dak had one called back, right? There was, or 2. But yeah, just don't ruin the game. But don't miss things.
Right.
That was the worst part. It's one thing to call that many, but don't miss stuff. But anyway, that's what that crew does. And yeah, Pete Carroll was not happy.
So yeah, he
afterwards.
made an announcement after the game that he's going to be spending his entire offseason addressing this issue.
He said, it's unfortunate. It feels like there's a whole other factor in this game. I don't know. You guys saw it better than I did, but there were way too many penalties in this game from both sides, and we got to get that out of football.
It was a penalty almost felt like every other play. Anytime you were looking, there was a flag on the field.
How long did the game last? It had to last extra long
let me
compared
tell
to
you.
all the calls that were made.
It lasted. Where's it at?
And the penalties had to add to the
3 hours and 25 minutes for a game that started at 7:15.
It was like a Big 12 game. No punts.
Right?
a bunch of scores. Yeah, a lot of plays.
But bottom line is they figured out how to win. And, you know, we sit here and we talk about Philadelphia, how they pull games out. And it's like, well, they just win. They find ways to win.
Yeah.
Well, I saw some criticism of the Cowboys' play, right? And it's like, okay, fine. But they found a way to win.
And the long as they feel good about that over there,
Right.
they feel good about that. I don't care about whatever the criticism is. They know that they pulled out a game that was really won against a quarterback that was dropping dimes, guys. It wasn't like they were making a bunch of mistakes. The pass to Metcalf was perfect.
Yeah.
It
In
was
stride. That's
perfect.
why he was running so fast.
Right. He threw him open. And I was upset with Donovan because, you know, he got looked off. But, you know, I really thought he should have made that play, or at least made a tackle. But that was one of the best passes I've seen Geno throw in his entire career. Then you put that with the one where he threw backside to the tight end coming across the field. I mean, come on, man.
You know, it's
These are
interesting.
perfect passes.
It's interesting how quarterbacks get an undeserved reputation in their careers.
Yeah.
When he gets an opportunity early on in his career, well, I guess with the Jets. Okay.
Horrible.
And did not go well.
Not at all.
And then he becomes basically a career backup. But if you go back and look at his college career, when he was at West Virginia, he put up 70 on Clemson in the Orange Bowl. I mean, he's had the ability, and fortunately for him, he's now had an opportunity late in his career.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me of. I try to see what kind of quarterbacks we have coming out. And I remember Jalen Hurts was struggling early on, and we criticized him a lot. And all of a sudden now we're looking at him as an MVP player. Well, I thought Geno was a better player coming out of West Virginia than he was with the Jets. That just lets you know coaching has a lot to do with the development of a player. I don't know who his head coach was in New York. I have no idea. But when you have Pete Carroll as a coach, and he has got to be one of the better player coaches in NFL history, to where he can communicate with players no matter where we are in the season or in your career. I believe in you, and I'm going to put you in the best position to win and succeed. As much as I love to talk about Geno, Pete Carroll has so much to do with the resurgence of his career.
As Mike McCarthy said on Tuesday, was it? Let's hear it for the old coaches.
Yeah, the old coaches. That's right.
So on that touchdown, do you think those two guys thought they were going to knock each other off, Bland and Wilson?
I don't. I think, first of all, I thought Bland was beat because that's why he grabbed. So he was already beaten. That's why he grabbed him. But to me, it's up to Wilson to finish that off. He might catch the pass, but as a safety, you can't get caught squatting, as opposed to being in the middle. He was intermediate middle. He wasn't short or deep. He was intermediate. If you come from a position of strength, from that position, from the safety position, all you got to do, he's going to catch it. That's okay. Just bring him down.
Right.
Just bring him down.
It looked like he flinched, like he thought he was going to run into Bland or something. I didn't understand that.
Flinch, man.
I know. Well, I know.
Yeah, I know you know that, but that's the whole thing. You can't.
So
flinch.
I wrote down in my notes that was they had only scored 3 offensive touchdowns in the previous 4 games. Right now, that's the 4th offensive touchdown in 5 games. Little did I know, right. 4 more were going to follow. I thought it was an outlier.
And by the way, Rex Ryan was the head coach of the Jets when Geno came into the league, and Marty Mornhinweg was the offensive coordinator. And he was a starter for 2 years, his first 2 years, and then he was the backup to Ryan Fitzpatrick after that.
Right.
So that was after Todd Bowles took over there.
And Rex Ryan, he's not, very empathetic about much. So I'm sure he wasn't the best fit.
Well, and it just goes to show that it's not only the coaching, but it's who you have around you. And now he's got weapons around him.
Yeah.
But we could go on and on. We could talk all day about what happened in that game last night. It was a rarity for a Thursday night to have.
It was a good game.
Such a good game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when the Cowboys come on.
Well,
I mean, they're gonna. They remedy a lot of things.
As I started looking at the numbers that the Cowboys had to overcome, the Seahawks had 25 first downs. That tied San Francisco for the most this season against the Cowboys. They had 406 total yards. That was second most this season to San Francisco. No quarterback had thrown for more than 268 yards against the Cowboys, and this was 334. Their 5 touchdowns were second most this year against the Cowboys. 35 points, second most, and the season high, as I mentioned, 127 yards of penalties they had to overcome. So there was a lot of things, including the 73-yard touchdown pass was the longest play against the Cowboys this season.
I can see that.
So you just keep going on and on and on.
And yet we overcame.
And yet they came back and won the game. And I think that's in this stretch of 3 games in 12 days, 4 games in 19 days, however you want to look at it, they did what they needed to do. They won 4 straight. We did
talk about how, this stretch of games, it can lead to a bit of fatigue.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about that?
Even mentally.
Yeah, we talked about that Wednesday. And I didn't expect that to come into play, but it did. I wanted to ignore that fact, but no, it came into play.
And I guess you can say this after you won, but McCarthy pointed out, he said, during the week, I thought I had a tired team.
Yeah.
But they were in the same boat. They had to play the same. They
had to travel
Thursday to Thursday and travel.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, kudos to them. Sorry, they played well, and it wasn't just that we weren't playing well. It was because they were playing well. They caused a lot of their own opportunities.
And how many first downs the Cowboys have?
33. Whew. I think that was
ties for the second most.
Yeah.
Second most in a game in franchise history.
Yeah.
Trailing only 35 first downs against Cleveland in 2020. I don't remember that.
2020.
I don't think that was
Did they
pandemic,
win?
right?
Did they win?
God, Cleveland must have sucked.
You know what? That COVID year just
Yeah,
that was just
Yeah.
right?
You know, that was a year where the offenses were they were going off
Yeah.
that year.
Defenses didn't have a chance to catch up.
That's right. Yeah. So, all right, we're just getting started on a Victory Friday here at the Star, and we're back in a moment.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
You know that sound anywhere. It's the crisp crunch of that first nacho chip. With its perfect cheese to sour cream ratio sitting atop a layer of delicious beans, it's a sip away from perfection. That's what we're looking for. Add a delicious, refreshing Pepsi and we've achieved absolute nacho nirvana. Because while you can pile those nachos high with every spicy, cheesy, savory topping, there's no topping a cool Pepsi finish. Nachos, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
The Medal of Honor is our country's highest military award for valor in combat. More than 40 million individuals have served in the armed forces since the Civil War. Fewer than 4,000 have received the Medal of Honor. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a place to preserve these legacies and inspire America. It's being built right next door to the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Help us honor our country's greatest heroes. Learn more and get involved at mohmuseum.org.
Cowboys football and Miller Lite. What a pairing. Can cracks at kickoff. Tailgates going way past postgame. Sunday night overtimes followed by Monday morning swagger. Brisket in the smoker. Miller Lite in the cooler. America's team playing America's greatest sport. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys football tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2023 Miller Brewing Company, Fort Worth, Texas.
Back to Mick Shots.
K-Post Roofing and Waterproofing, the official roofer of the Dallas Cowboys. You guys want to take a guess how many miles I did inside AT&T Stadium yesterday?
Oh, love it.
Let's hear it.
Wait.
Take a guess.
Steps? Okay, I'll go steps first.
You want to do steps?
10,000.
Okay. Higher.
15?
Higher.
20.
17,000 steps yesterday.
Wow.
What were you doing?
What does that translate into miles?
I did 8 miles yesterday.
Wow. Golly.
Yeah, so I was there at 11 a.m.
How your calves?
I'm down bad today, you guys.
Who were you chasing?
Or running from?
There's just so much going on yesterday. I had to get all my staff set up, and things were happening all through the day. But we had the halftime ceremony for DeMarcus Ware.
Right.
And so I had to get all the staff all set up for halftime. We had rehearsals. I just was running all day, but I was in one of the tunnels watching the end of the second quarter, and we're waiting to have the field cleared so I can get everyone out for halftime. And I'm standing there watching this game, and I'm like, I'm exhausted. Like, what is happening?
And of course, D. Ware and Chuck Halley were honored at halftime in their Hall of Fame rings.
Right.
Nice.
So who
Scott
had more
Howley.
steps? Who had more steps yesterday, you or Deron Bland?
That's a great question. Great question.
I got another one. CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb was exhausted. Mm-hmm. That's what happens when you ask to be the number one target.
Right.
Okay? You want to fuss about being the number one target? Here we go. All right? We got you 17 times targeted. All right? I want you to catch every one. We need you to catch every one. We don't need you to drop fourth downs. Pass is right there. We don't need you. It's right there. I mean, we don't need you to. I want you to make that play in the end zone.
Yeah.
Where Dak's trying to fit it in there.
Even if there were 3 guys around
I don't
him.
care. It went right through his hands.
You know,
that's what I expect from CD.
When we got into the fourth quarter and they were down what was it, 35-28? Is that what it was? They kicked a field goal, then they scored a touchdown. And I was thinking...
35-27.
27, yeah. I was thinking of you talking about, how the Cowboys get in positions in some of those losses when you got to make a play.
Yeah.
So what was ringing in my head was Jimmy Johnson in training camp or on the sidelines of practice or on the sideline of the game going like this, how he used to clap his hands.
Yeah.
Who's going to make the play?
Right.
Who's going to make the play?
Right.
And I was sitting there going, okay, somebody needs to make a play. So they get the fourth down stop by DeMarcus Lawrence, 4th and 1.
That was huge.
Nails him for
huge.
That gave him the possession to score the touchdown to take the lead, right? And Ferguson's catch, to me, was rather remarkable for the touchdown because I thought that guy was intercepting the ball, and he had the wherewithal to come back, and he beat Jamal Adams, by the way.
Well, it was good coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he and Dak were on the same page. It was almost like a back shoulder throw.
But it was a front. It was a front shoulder.
Front shoulder.
Was it Ferguson and Adams? I think it was in the third quarter, maybe, or early in the fourth quarter. They kind of got into it a little bit, and then at the very end of the game when he catches the touchdown, I was like that. Yeah, that came full circle.
Okay, I got
it kind of started early in the game.
It really did.
When Ferguson hurdled the man, and was it Diggs?
Yeah,
they came over, and Diggs made the tackle.
It was when he got hit in the face.
Yeah.
And two guys were hanging on him. As he's going down, he gets hit in the face. Great hit by the DB, and I know he was feeling it, but he got up and he's like,
that's right,
right in his face.
Right.
That's right, going this way.
Jerry,
I loved it.
I love Ferguson.
Jerry told the story this morning. He ran into Ferguson before the game, and he said, "How you feeling?" And he said, "Ferguson goes, dangerous."
You know what?
I love this
And he leaps the guy, right?
Man.
He leaped the guy.
Understand this. I'm not saying that Ferguson is these guys yet.
Right.
Okay, yet. But he's got the potential. Think about what Kelsey does for Kansas City. Think about what Kittle does for San Francisco, and not just what they do
Andrews
playing the
Baltimore.
game.
It's their attitude. It's the attitude on the field.
Yeah, and I don't know so much about Andrews. I mean, although I watched him in college, that attitude part of it.
Yes.
Kittle is, I mean, when he's on the bus going to the game, you've got an air of confidence about you, and Kelsey the same way with Kansas City. Ferguson's got that same thing. That's right. Now, he hadn't done it yet. And I noticed
87 looks good on him.
Yeah,
looks good on him.
I thought his rookie year in training camp, I said, "Who is this guy?"
We loved him then.
Yeah. And he showed it in preseason games.
He sure did.
And
I talked about tight ends. I told tight ends are going to take over the world. I mean, just look at these guys. Man, all of them are big and huge. It's just amazing. So you just love it when they get into the game and they
run after catch, and he's going to run. He doesn't care who's in front of him.
That third and 16
Bobby
was
Wagner,
huge.
Bobby Wagner, you may be going into the Hall of Fame one day, but I'm still going to try to run over you.
Hey, the third and 16, that was huge. I love the way he and Dak set that up.
Yeah.
It was the way Dak, he feinted deep. He kept feigning deep, and everyone stayed. And it was perfect because he knew he was going to go to Kelsey the entire time in I wouldn't call it the flat. But as he hit him, Kelsey knew exactly what to do. He didn't catch it and turn around and He caught it immediately and sprinted to that first down mark.
Who did that?
Kelsey, I'm sorry. So there you go. There you go.
He thought it was Kelsey.
There you go.
I think it's the 87. It makes me think of it, too.
And if you think about, we talked about Bland, the interception. You get beat, but he made a play.
Made the play. The second half was it was big for us. The entire second half
At the
was
end,
big.
Micah Parsons created that fourth down incompletion, getting in. They only sacked him one time. One time.
Well, it was DJ Dallas they sacked.
Right.
It was the backwards pass.
Oh, that's right. It wasn't even Geno, right?
Right. It was DJ Dallas, who, by the way, was
they got one sack because he tripped him. when Parsons came in?
I don't think they was credited well. He must have got back to the line of scrimmage.
That's the one where they didn't say
they
it was
only
a
had
sack?
one
No,
sack. You're talking about the one I pointed out.
The one where he clipped him by the heel as he was trying to retreat. He got rid of the
You're
ball
talking
on
about
that.
Michael
Michael
Parsons when
Parsons.
he
got rid of
tripped
the
him
ball.
a little bit.
He got rid of the ball.
No, he
on that.
didn't.
Yeah, he didn't
They
have
said
a
he
sack.
did.
Was it incomplete?
I
Did
thought
they
it was
call
a
it
sack.
incomplete?
Yeah, they
Yes,
called
they
it
called it.
I
incomplete.
thought it was a sack.
No,
Well,
they-
just like the one I told you on the first drive.
No, he was clearly his knee was down. His knee was down, and he tried to throw it. It was too late. His knee was down. That was not a sack.
No.
Wow.
They only had one sack.
Wow.
And Micah, and they explained the play on 4th down at the 50 that they were trying to set up a screen. So they thought they could unblock Micah and get the ball
That
off
was the stupidest
fast
thing.
enough.
I thought the guy just missed his block.
I thought so, too.
Yeah, so that was by design.
Yeah.
That's the silliest
They
design
thought- they
ever.
thought-
They
They
thought
were-
we're
That's the
faster than
stupidest
Micah.
design.
It was designed to leave Micah unblocked.
Yeah,
That
because they
was
were going to
stupid.
suck
But
him.
You notice that he did not get blocked. The running back
No,
didn't touch
he
him,
came-
nor did the tackle even attempt to come
They
out.
thought they'd suck him in, get him out of the way, and then throw the screen.
Well, it
So
worked,
with
it
the
worked
game
on
on the
bubble
line-
screens. It worked on bubble screens,
Yeah.
not necessarily for Parsons, but it
So
worked
with
on
the
bubble
game on the line,
Don't block
we're going to not block 11.
You
We're gonna
outsmart,
fold
you
number
outsmart
11.
yourself sometimes, don't you?
And then,
That's not that's underestimating the speed with which Micah Parsons
It wasn't
can get
even
to the
close.
quarterback.
It
Yeah.
wasn't even close.
Yeah.
and even Jordan Lewis, 2 pass breakups on those
Nice.
last
Those
2.
big.
But even on that, if it was DJ Dallas who came across, even if he just chips Micah a little bit, that can buy Gino a half second where he can make a stagger step and then get the ball out to
And
Dallas.
he was good at doing that the entire game.
Right.
And they better get Tony Pollard back to working on blitz pickup.
Oh man, I saw that.
He cost 2
I
sacks.
saw that, bro. What is going on? Zeke, where you at, boy?
But again, they overcome that stuff and won the game.
So I'm hearing that yesterday after the halftime ceremony, before the team ran back out onto the field for the second half, that Roger Staubach was speaking to Dak, Drew Pearson talked to CD, and Charles Haley talked to Micah right before they went back out.
Oh, really?
Was this by design?
It might have been.
Is Jerry sending out
They
his
all
minions?
were.
Well, they were
coming
all
out of
on the
tunnel.
field. They were on the
Yeah.
field for
That's
the
very
ceremony.
cool.
They had like 8
Nice
guys.
little matchups. Nice little matchups.
So they must have had a little chat,
had
pumped
to
them
be
up
by
for the
design,
second half.
man. Come
Yeah.
on.
No, they had 8 Hall of Famers there.
No, but the fact that they went to the particular individuals
The
that they went to.
exit for those guys were the same tunnel that the team.
Don't put it
Roger
past
talks
those
to
guys.
Dak. Roger talks to
Oh,
Dak.
of course.
Okay, come on. Drew talks to CD.
This is great.
Come on, that's perfect. That's
Dion
not
talked to Deron Bland.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
I forgot he was there yesterday. The pictures.
And his
Sports
son.
Illustrated Sports
His
Person
son
of the
and his
Year.
daughter. Yeah.
You saw that, didn't you? Dion's the Sports Illustrated Sports Person of the Year.
Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Well, what about Witten? He's playing for a high school championship.
He's won.
Just
won every
Just
game.
stretching.
He's won 8 more games than Dion did.
But no one was there.
We still got another minute if you want to get into something else before we take this last break.
Pick the clicks.
All right, we won.
I don't think anybody won.
I don't
Probably.
either.
I don't think with the scores.
No, we
No one
messed
had
up on the
Ferguson?
score.
I had Ferguson.
Ferguson with a touchdown.
She wins again.
I had 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown for Dak. He would have had it, but somebody was holding back there.
But he did have 3 touchdown passes. So.
Yeah, well, it's not the same. And I
trying
didn't
to help you.
I didn't see. I know, thank you, but I'm not going to take it And because you want me to give you Tony Pollard, and I'm not going to give you.
Did he not score a touchdown?
150 yards and 2 touchdowns, I believe, is what you said.
Did you say 2 touchdowns?
He said
Do you
2
have these
touchdowns.
notes?
I have. Oh, trust me. He
yeah.
said that in the entire text.
That's why.
It was this long.
That's why I'm hoarse today. I was yelling, "Give the ball to Pollard!"
It was like a drugstore receipt. You know, it was that long. It was.
He had like 138 total yards too, I think.
I did.
I thought that's what
For-
part of the.
Well, that
Pollard
was
thing
because
was.
every other
Or
running back has had
150.
that
Yeah.
here lately.
And,
Against
and
us.
Sam Williams was nowhere close to getting
He
one
got
sack.
an assisted tackle.
Okay. You had multi-sacks, if I'm not mistaken.
I did.
So what did we have score-wise?
You have 40-13. What does that
40
mean?
points again.
What does that mean?
40 points
And you
again.
didn't go over. You
That's
didn't
right.
go over. You did
So
not go over.
40 points.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
so
the
I'm
next
in the
closest
lead.
with 33. I get you the score.
You got the score.
But dang, you had them at 13, dude. I mean, that's not even close.
Well, let's see what
I had them
Doug
at
said.
14, which wasn't close. You guys were horrible. Y'all thought it was going to be, lower scoring.
What was it?
27-20, 27-13.
It was like that at
Nah,
halftime.
that was,
I
you
know.
guys, yeah. But the Ferguson
Except for the
touchdown, though,
13.
and that was huge because that was, I believe, the last touchdown.
So
throw.
we're going to all vote that Savannah
Did anybody
wins
get
again.
the pod pick?
Yeah,
Anybody
we
get the
did.
2
pod
weeks in a
pick?
row. Let's go.
No, the pod
got a
pick
pod
was
pick.
no one got
No one
Metcalf.
got it.
What
no
was
one
the
had
pod pick?
Metcalf. For the first one to
Receiving
score.
Receiving touchdown.
First receiving touchdown, which would be Metcalf.
Mm-hmm.
No one picked Metcalf.
Oh, I thought it
I
meant
thought
the
it meant from
Cowboys.
the Cowboys.
first
No.
receiving
No, that's
touchdown.
not what it said.
No.
Nope.
It said either team.
I'm
Either
with you.
team.
I'm with you.
Okay. All right. We've got much more to get to, and Mick Shots continues in a moment.
The Medal of Honor is our country's highest military award for valor in combat. More than 40 million individuals have served in the armed forces since the Civil War. Fewer than 4,000 have received the Medal of Honor. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a place to preserve these legacies and inspire America. It's being built right next door to the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Help us honor our country's greatest heroes. Learn more and get involved at mohmuseum.org.
Cowboys football and Miller Lite. What a pairing. Can cracks at kickoff. Tailgates going way past postgame. Sunday night overtimes followed by Monday morning swagger. Brisket in the smoker. Miller Lite in the cooler. America's team playing America's greatest sport. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys football tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2023 Miller Brewing Company, Fort Worth, Texas.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
You know that sound anywhere. It's the crisp crunch of that first nacho chip. With its perfect cheese to sour cream ratio sitting atop a layer of delicious beans, it's a sip away from perfection. That's what we're looking for. Add a delicious, refreshing Pepsi and we've achieved absolute nacho nirvana. Because while you can pile those nachos high with every spicy, cheesy, savory topping, there's no topping a cool Pepsi finish. Nachos, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Back to Mick Shots.
Get a frame-worthy family holiday photo with Santa at the Star, presented by Monument Realty. Santa Claus will be at his Cowboys-themed cottage in the Star District from November 17th through December 24th. Book your visit before December 9th and save $5 with the code STAR5. Visit thestardistrict.com/Santa for more info.
Very good, Savannah.
Thank you.
This just goes along with everything that's happening today. We are all successful.
Yes, we are.
And we're hoping Brad Sham's successful today, too, by the way. He missed the game. He was on his way to the game and felt ill, faint, and ended up going to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
They kept him overnight. Kyle Yeoman gets a save because they rushed him up into the broadcast booth to do the play-by-play with no preparation, by the way.
Wow. So what more do we need?
So I think Brad, I texted him. I hadn't heard back from him yet, but he's been just feeling weak. So hopefully they got to the bottom of what was causing it.
I talked to him last week at lunch. I didn't notice. Yeah.
And so, he hadn't really missed. I think he missed
I
one
think he
game
said he
for
missed
sickness,
one game.
and then a couple for Jewish holidays.
Yeah.
But that's it since '76. So hopefully he's doing well.
Get better, man.
And,
Get better, Bradley.
Need him in the booth.
Yes, sir.
With all his energy.
That's right.
Around here, period.
And especially with Philadelphia coming to town.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, we need it all.
You gonna watch some football on Sunday?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
I might even take notes.
I know Dak is. Dak said he's taking notes. That's going to be his prep time for the Eagles.
Mike McCarthy said the same thing. I think they can gather a lot from watching a game on television. Obviously they look at coaches' film and so forth, the all-22.
They get the cut-ups.
But there's also stuff that you can learn just from watching a game on television. The actual real-time speed of the game and hurry-up stuff and things like that.
Do you watch what do you call it when they cut it up?
The all-22?
Yeah, the all-22. You watch that?
Some, yep. If I have time.
Is Michael Gallup open?
I haven't looked to see that.
I just, this is something that's
it is interesting,
developing.
Mm-hmm.
That is just, and if you look at the big picture, first thing I say is we gave up Amari Cooper for this. Second thing I would say is, Michael Gallup had injured. The injury itself was devastating, so it has affected his play. But do we, as an offense, have confidence in him? He was targeted once.
Once,
and
no receptions
the guy held him.
And there were a couple of games in a row. First play of the game, they went to him just to get him going.
Yeah.
So they targeted Turpin more than Gallup. He had 2 drops.
I'm feeling for this guy, but I'm also thinking about, what are the Cowboys trying to do? What are they going to do? What is the thought process? And, how much does McCarthy versus Dak have to do with this? Does Dak not feel comfortable throwing to him? Is he not open? I'm just trying to figure this out, because not just that we gave up Cooper for him, forget that. How is he doing? Is he playing well? Does he feel well?
Well, they've been using Tolbert. They've been kind of splitting that third
all of
receiver.
That does not bode well for a guy.
No, I know.
Because now I'm splitting. I'm getting no targets. For the last 3 games, I may have gotten 3 targets. It's just something that it bothers me in regards to I want to see him do well, because we talk about it at the Q&A. Before he got injured, I've never seen guys make athletic plays the way he did before he got injured.
Yeah.
I always think about it. I think it was the Giants game. Somehow he almost did seemed like a cartwheel, and stayed in bounds and still scored. That's the Michael Gallup. I know that's not the same guy because of the injury. But right now they're not allowing us to see a shell of that.
So
total snaps in last night's game.
Yeah, I was going to go ahead.
Cowboys on offense had 89 snaps, which is a lot. CD was on the field for 82 snaps. Brandon Cooks, 80 snaps. Michael Gallup, 41, so he had half the number that Lamb had. Tolbert had 32 snaps. So Gallup had 41 snaps, Tolbert 32 snaps, and Turpin 13.
And there are times when we have broken plays, which works out well for us because Dak and his receivers are on the same page in regards to that, because it's not always what's scripted. We seem to be improvising a lot better now, which has a lot to do with our success. But part of that improvisation, I don't see Gallup as, that guy that's open, that guy that shows himself when Dak's on the run. And I'm just really concerned about this because, man, this is a talented guy, and we're paying him a lot of money.
It is concerning. But also the fact that we're 13 weeks into the season, he's had, I think, 1 touchdown this season so far.
I don't even know how many passes he has. I don't even know what his stats are.
I don't think it's a lot, but...
Yeah. Well, one thing is when you throw 41 passes and 17 targets to one guy, not much left for everybody else. Mm-hmm. So when you get the opportunity, you better cash in.
You got to catch it, yeah.
Right?
But then he's still not getting that many opportunities. It's just, man, I'm feeling for the guy because he's a good guy. He really is, and he brought a lot to this team before his injury. I'm just hoping he can just bring a lot more.
So what do you think the Eagles are thinking after watching that game?
Something that they already knew, that this team has a hell of an offense. That's what they can see. They've been victim to it themselves. We know how to pass the ball. I've said it for the last 2 or 3 weeks. If you can't keep up with our passing game, then you're not going to win the game, because that right now is how we're riding on that, and we're doing a damn good job of riding on it. It's been extremely consistent. 2 interceptions the last few games. That's something that we hadn't seen around here in a long time.
And by the way, the Eagles have been paying attention. You can tell by the moves they made in the middle of the season, picking up Bradley Roby and Kevin Byard in their secondary. Mm-hmm. They could see what's building here.
Byard can get beat.
Oh yeah, no, we're not worried. He didn't
Which, by the way,
didn't make a difference in our game. I don't think.
So I kind of checked around on the Shaq Leonard deal.
That's what I was going to say.
And was told that he was indicating that he would make a decision on Sunday where he's going to
after
sign.
the Philadelphia-San Francisco.
Maybe, I don't know.
See, that's what I'm
he's
thinking.
waiting till Sunday.
Because he saw, I think last night boded well for us, right? If you want to be part of this, that's something. If I'm Leonard, I just visited you guys, and then we just had this amazing game, prime time. I'm thinking, man, the excitement here, the energy level here is something that could influence him to come this way.
But
and is there a need here?
Yes, I would say so.
That was the other part of last
Especially when I saw Evans running behind.
Well, why was that?
I don't know, man. Just turn around.
But why do you got a linebacker running with the best wide receiver?
That happens. We had they had Warner chasing Turpin.
Or Wagner, yeah.
Wagner chasing Turpin against the 49ers and Cowboys.
That's called scheming.
Well,
but if he turns around, then we're looking at him,
and Shaq Leonard, in his reputation, he's one of the best coverage linebackers when he's healthy.
Just turn around.
But
just turn around.
Reputation is much better than production right now, I'm told. And that they're looking at it as depth for sure, and then see where it leads, how he fits into this defense, because he's a weak side linebacker, and he's not really big. He's tall. And his physical was good enough for the rest of the year. I don't think there's if he's looking for something long term, then it's probably not happening here. Depending on
if he turns
what
around,
goes on.
then we're talking a whole different story.
Yeah.
Just turn around.
So we'll see.
The ball hit him in the back.
We'll see what happens with Leonard.
So what do we think's going to happen Sunday, San Fran versus Philly? What's right now? San Fran is favored.
I can't believe that.
They're in San Fran?
They're playing at Philadelphia.
And
that shows
San Fran's favored. They've won 3 of their last games.
Yeah, and I think San Francisco actually has the better team. But playing at Philadelphia, I'm surprised that the Niners are favored.
I think it's because Philly's been struggling to win. Great wins shows teamwork like we showed
Then
last
the
night.
more you win, the closer you are to losing.
Well, and that was one of the points I was going to make, and I forgot about it. Winning 4 straight in the NFL is not easy. You've got to overcome whoever you're playing. Who knows?
Yourself.
Who knows if there's weather? Who knows if, yourself, penalties, how the game's called. There's so many factors in trying to win 4 straight. And the Cowboys, I don't care who you're playing, they won 4 straight.
And they need to win 4 straight.
And now
again.
they win 8 straight, right? Because Philadelphia, after San Francisco and the Cowboys, then the rest kind of lightens up.
Here's the other thing to ponder on this: San Francisco, Philadelphia. All right, San Francisco wins, and they've got the same record as the Cowboys at 9-3.
Correct.
Okay. And I haven't looked at I should have looked at their schedule before I started down this road. But if you're trying to get home field advantage throughout the playoffs, okay, obviously you got to catch Philadelphia in your own division, but there's also San Francisco out there,
which has a
tiebreaker
on you in head-to-head.
That's right. So you have to finish ahead of them. So
you had your opportunity and you.
But going forward, the point is going forward.
Yeah.
There's a premium on winning not just the Philadelphia game but other games too, because if you want to avoid going to San Francisco.
Well,
but the way I look at it,
they look easy. It looks easy for them.
If what do they have left?
I'm looking at Cardinals.
Okay.
And Commanders.
Now, teams can go into Phoenix and lose.
The Ravens.
The
Ravens.
Biggest game.
Oh, they got the
Ravens. Okay.
That's December 25th, Christmas Day.
And then what about the Eagles after the Cowboys?
For us?
For
the Eagles might have the Giants
for the
twice.
Eagles.
Did I see that?
I think they may.
Yes.
They're on a roll. The Giants are.
That's right.
Yes, so Eagles have us, then they have Seattle, Giants, that is in Philly, and then they go to Arizona, and then they play the Giants again.
And the Ravens, back to the Niners, the Ravens come to San Fran. The Ravens play them in San Francisco.
So that's got to be the farthest they've got to
Yes.
go for a game.
The way I look at it
flight.
is if you've got a team that can win the Super Bowl, you can go win someplace else too.
We talk about that. Yeah. I'm not afraid to travel with this team at all.
Yep. The key is just keep playing well.
And get more than one
and
sack.
actually keep getting better is the key to it.
And don't let your quarterback get sacked 4 times.
Man.
3 games in a row, no sacks. And they get 4 in this game.
All right. Looks like that shot clock got us again.
Did we just get sacked?
Yep. You have a parting Mick shot?
Just win, baby.
Just win. I like that.
All right, and have a great weekend, and we will chat at you again on Monday at noon.
Go Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?